everyone, my name is Lena KrupinA, and today in the video we will talk about how the group competitions ended at the European Championship. Namely, we will talk about the all-around and the finals of individual events, and also we will talk about what kind of scandals have risen from the Italian fans in the social media. Well, before starting the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I try to continue making videos for you without YouTube being monetized in Russia. So now I will especially be pleased if you can support me using the links in the description. After the end of the European Championship, articles about strange judging appeared in many foreign media. As in Bulgaria, they wrote about weak organization and strange judging, which awarded medals to their gymnast. Italian fans made a whole scandal out of the victory of the Israeli team. They wrote about undeserved gold, especially in the all-around medal in the group. So one of the gymnasts of the Italian national team, Alessia Maurelli, wrote on her Facebook that at this European Championship, medals were handed out like candy. Apparently, it is already becoming a tradition for us to talk about the undeserved medals, if the winner is not the one whom they expected from. But let's see how the all-around went in the group. It was here that the main claims of the group were that the team of Israel, in fact the team of the country in which the European Championship was held, won medals. As they say, they pulled up their own, although this probably is a controversial statement, given that the competition is judged by people from different countries. But the fact that the home walls helped is more like it. Well, as for the weak organization, there are probably more facts that confirm this, although here, too, everything can be probably justified by some objective reason. But we will wait and see if those who complained at their tournaments will not make such mistakes. The Israeli team won gold medals at the all-around. The performance of the girls started out a little messy. I really like the artists themselves. In terms of performance, the first routine seemed dirty, especially after I knew that the Italian team reacted to the performance in such a way. Either it was pressure or the mixed routine actually seemed dirty to me in execution, especially compared to Italy. But the second routine with high hoops was performed really well. Dance music with powerful beats, which the girls did a really good job with. In general, by the way, I noticed that in Israel, they like to take hits for their routines. Aliyat Zusman, the coach who now oversees all areas of rhythmic gymnastics in Israel, was very happy with the victory of the girls. I think she clearly did not expect such a success, and the girls themselves were very pleased. A funny moment with Lena Shram, she was shown during the broadcast when she herself was surprised by the victory of the girls. In general, I probably had a good feeling after the performance of the Israeli national team. But about who was better, it's hard for me to say here, since the group is really hard to judge being just an audience. Not always losses are noticed and the video has to be reviewed several times. So I think it will remain on the conscience of the people who judged, but I sincerely want to believe that everything is fair. Italian gymnasts won silver medals and the girls were clearly upset by these medals. They came to Israel to fight for gold. In the mixed performance, one girl had a tangle after the risk, and in the hoops, they were a little behind on the music. The second moment may have surfaced because of the broadcast, talking about the routine. A very cool composition with balls and ribbons, with a cool meaning of the history of the games. The idea seems to me unrealistic. A big thanks to the choreographers for transferring all these details to simpler in meaning, but the choice of music and movements is also very unusual. It is a pleasure to watch their performances. In general, the girls are extremely cool, but if only they didn't write negative things later on their social media, I probably would have more love for them. After all, I don't really like all these complaints about the judging, as if they just give the medals to someone. The Azerbaijani team took the 3rd place. I also really like their programs, especially the leotards in the exercise with 5 hoops. An unrealistically beautiful color, and everything is in the style of Azerbaijan, minimalistic but beautiful and memorable. I also like the exercise with the hoops. The girls themselves were also satisfied with their performance. The mixed routine, I really like the music and the color of the balls. The combination is very interesting. It can be seen that not everything has been fully developed yet, and there are places where there still needs to be improvement. But there's just time before the World Championship, so we will wait for the girls to show something even more interesting. The Bulgarian national team, which started the season brightly, unfortunately could not get together at the European Championship. There were big mistakes that did not allow the girls to climb onto the podium. So there were mistakes in the hoops, and synchronism sometimes suffered with dangerous moments. In one place, the girl performed the fouette in a very strange way. I don't think any judge will count this fouette in such a form. Well, in the balls and ribbons, it was more of a mistake, where the girls lost the apparatus out of the carpet and had to replace the subject. Well, I have repeatedly said that I really like the Bulgarian routines with hoops. I still like them and I'm ready to watch them again and again. I really like the leotards of the girls, as in the hoops, as well as in the balls and ribbons. Write in the comments which leotards do you like more in the Bulgarian team. I personally can't decide. The Spanish team finished in 5th place. In terms of execution, in one place there was a dirty catch, which led to a confusion and a hitch, and a very disappointing loss in the end, out of the carpet. As a result, the whole ending was blurry. In general, the moment, by the way, is a very interesting for reflection, whether it was worth taking the spare apparatus. I think that this moment it would be cheaper to finish on time and be left without an apparatus, or to react faster in order to have time to do something. In the routine with hoops, I really like the beginning, interesting and unusual, while in the style of Spanish gymnasts. And the coaches and gymnasts were very happy with the good performance. The French team finished 6th. In the routine with the balls and ribbons, I really like the leotards and the interesting trick on the cooperation with a foot roll. In terms of cleanness, there was a travel on a transfer. Well, here we were met by already beloved and popular music this year. I really honestly heard it for the first time in this season, and it's amazing to me why everybody takes it. Maybe it's something new. If you know, please share it in the comments. What is this music and where did it come from? And especially, why did it become so popular? There was more dirt in the 5-hoop routine. The Greek team took 7th place. In the exercise with 5 hoops, they lost at the very beginning, out to the carpet. As a result, they had to change an apparatus, and from the broadcast, it was clear that the tip of the object remained on the carpet. In theory, this mistake is also punished, if they did not consider that the apparatus remained behind the line. In the mixed routine, there was also dirt in several places. Of the interesting things, in the hoops, the music seemed very unusual. The 8th place was taken by the gymnast of Hungary. In the routine with balls and ribbons, I really liked the colors of the ribbons themselves. There were entanglements and execution, mistakes in one place, and in one place the girls was stuffing the ribbon like a volleyball. It was funny, but probably not for the girls during the performance.
Така че съм сигурна, че нейната преценка е правилна, ще направи това, което трябва да направи, за да...
There was an interesting beginning in the hoops. I especially remember the gymnast who really enjoyed the music. You could see it right from her. Well, at the end of the routine, the girls made a loss. The 9th place in the all-around was taken by the gymnast of Poland. In the routine with balls and ribbons, they made a loss out of the carpets and the ribbon flew out of the line. And on the same transfer, the ball also exited the carpet. As a result, they had to change an apparatus. The 5 hoops exercise had also a dirt and mistakes. An interesting moment in the routine was when the girls froze for a photo. I wonder if there is a photo of this moment. In general, by the way, I noticed that this is a trend this season, a pause or silence in the routine when the gymnasts stop. Several teams had such a trick. Well, the Ukrainian team rounded out the top 10 in the all-around. As Irina Derugina said in an interview on the eve of the European Championship, the girls were gathered shortly before the tournament. Due to the tense situation, many parents took their children away. Some left, some were simply not allowed by their parents. In the end, the team had to start their path all over again. In the routine with 5 hoops, I really liked the music and the objects themselves. The combination of colors seemed very unusual. There were quite a lot of mistakes in execution both in the hoops and in mixed routine. So in the hoops, in one place the gymnast got tangled in the hoop and in the end a loss was made. In the balls and ribbons there were losses on transfers, then a loss of the ball, a large loss out of the carpet with a change of apparatus, because of which the athlete did not make an element en route to the carpet. In general, I think there is still something to work on, but given that this is their first international start for the girls, to enter the top 10, this is already a good result. Well, in the finals of individual events, everything was more predictable. Both gold medals were won by the Italian gymnast. As some fans wrote, these medals were given out for a fan post after the all-around. The Azerbaijani team took both bronze medals, and the silver in the hoops was taken by the gymnast of Israel and the team of Spain in the balls and ribbons. Gymnasts from Bulgaria failed to win medals in groups. Write in the comments which of the group teams did you like the most, and whose routines do you remember? Well, do you follow the groups at all? We will see you in the next video, and remember that I love you all very much, and bye bye!